Hi everybody, welcome back. Glad you could tune in again. This Thursday evening at the weekly theology book pub, we're going to be doing something a little bit different from normal. Normally we look at a particular book and we're trying to follow the argument and discuss it and see what we think of it. But this week we're going to be having a more free-flowing, wide-ranging discussion. And the subject we're going to be talking about is the subject of freedom. Sometimes people think about freedom principally in philosophical terms. What does it mean to be free in a world where we believe God is sovereign over all things that happen? What kind of freedom do human beings have under God's sovereign control? And that's a question which theologians have puzzled over, and we may touch upon that on Thursday evening. But there's another sense of freedom which has come particularly to the fore in the contemporary situation, and that's the sense in which we are free not so much from God's sovereign control, which of course is impossible, but free from constraints applied by other people, particularly other authorities, governing authorities, and so on. What kind of freedom do we have, and what kind of freedoms should we have in that respect? To what degree should we be free from the control of other authorities? But there's a third sense in which the vocabulary of freedom appears in Scripture. And this is related not to the idea of freedom from God's sovereign decree, which of course is an impossibility, or even freedom from state control, which, though present in the Bible, doesn't seem to be a primary concern. A much more pressing concern in Scripture is the sense in which we can be free from our own internal constraints and desires. What does it mean to be free, even if we could be completely free from external hindrance? If our decisions and our actions and even our thoughts are, so to speak, bound or constrained by ungodly or immature attitudes and thoughts coming from within us. You can think of an illustration, can't you? Somebody who's addicted to some drug or other might have all the freedom in the world in terms of not being under state control, but nonetheless maybe not at all free in relation to what they do with their lives. And in Scripture, that kind of lack of freedom, in particular freedom or lack of freedom from sin, is a major concern, and it raises further questions about what it really means to be a free human being. So that's what we're going to be talking about on Thursday evening. If you're able to make it, please do come along, even if you've not been before. It'll be a great opportunity just to hang out and chat together. And if you're not able to make it, then something worth thinking about, isn't it? What kind of freedom do we most prize? Are our thoughts more strongly focused, perhaps understandably, on freedom from external tyranny? Or do we really recognize fully the depth and the extent of the internal tyrannies that we all face, which, truth be told, are really the greatest constraints to true freedom? Thanks again for tuning in. God bless you all. See you all soon. Bye for now.